Welcome to Skika Uncover. This is a podcast where we speak to African artists and we learn from their stories. Now, our aim here is to uncover the truths and the lies behind building an entire livelihood as well as impacting the lives of others through their art. Very excited. I'm going to be speaking to two gentlemen. We will first kick it off with Junior Orina, who is founder of Nairobi Apparel District. And then you have Trevor Rando, who joined him shortly after to really establish this brand. This brand is super cool, not because the clothes are just awesome. Other than that, it's an upcycle brand, and they have a huge focus on sustainable fashion. So I'm really looking forward to hearing more from them. And guys, there'll be a whole section where they're gonna have to tease me and make fun of me because Sivan goes out, and they're very justified to do so. But welcome on set, guys.
Thank you very much.
Very happy to have you.
Quite a pleasure still.
Thank you.
Nairobi Apparel District. Of course, you started it in this city, so I imagine that's where the Nairobi part came from.
Yes.
But when you were deciding to name it, Junior, why go that way? Why name it in the way that you did?
Actually, it was an idea that came about with my friend called Waweru. Because initially we had a brand called Urban Trends.
Yeah.
But the guy we were working with at the time, he decided to cut us off.
Okay.
So now we decided to change the whole perspective,
Right.
and start a new brand. And then the name came about, Nairobi Apparel District.
Okay.
Yeah.
So because you had another co-founder and another brand and it didn't exactly work out, what made you decide that you could work with Trevor? What were the usimwangalie? What were the attributes he had that you were like, okay, I think with this guy we'll go far?
I mean, it was crazy because, being honest, I've worked with two guys in the past, and he actually joined quite recently. But the biggest quality that I can say was his vision, his resilience, and his being able to to be calm and be able to handle situations. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah. I think design, just like many artistic professions, looks very glamorous. Ukiwa nje, looking in. But inside, I'm sure it's a lot of hard, gritty work. And specifically because you guys upcycle a lot of stuff. I think when you were first starting, there was a huge uptake and fad with the denim jackets because you guys were doing it in such a unique way. And you would emboss things and you would paint on them. And they were custom to the person if somebody was coming in to order.
Yes.
Which I think in African fashion, at least as far as I know, would only be for special events. So somebody has a traditional event happening, that's when they'll come and they'll make a custom outfit for that event. But guys wouldn't do custom for day-to-day wear.
Yeah, true.
How did you I don't want to say market, but it was marketing. How did you get people to know about the upcycle of the denim jackets? Was it the first couple of friends, the first couple of customers who blew it up, or was there something you did intentionally?
Yeah, actually it's crazy because I started at my mom's house. I used to go to Gikomba, get some jackets, paint them, post them online. And then from there, guys used to love them. They're like, hey, yo, I want a piece. Because I used to do mostly the Bob Marley jackets,
Right.
Cut and sew paint. Yeah. So from there, I now started, I actually learned about Thrift Social.
Yes.
So I went there. I think was it the third one or the second one? Then I was like, yeah, this is amazing. This is one thing that's happening in Nairobi. You know what I mean? So I was like, hey, I will be interested, being part of this culture. Yeah. So from there, I was actually able to get a slot for vending. So I got a slot for vending, and then I went there and I sold out.
Nice.
Yeah, so from there I was like, yeah, this is something I can actually do. So posted up in my account page, my Instagram, and then my Instagram started to blow up, and then I started to do ads and
That's incredible. First of all, is there a better feeling than going somewhere with bags and bags and bags of clothes. But when you're coming back, it's a bag of money.
Bag empty. Yeah.
Best possible situation.
Yeah.
And shout out to your mom if you were literally painting and buying all these jackets, bringing them to her house. I'm sure you were washing them using her water, her soap.
every day. Yeah.
And she was a trained designer or she was a tailor? What was the interaction for fashion?
For her, she used to do like the imports. She had like a big exhibition in town, so we used to do like that.
Oh my God, we're gonna talk after this because my mom also used to do that. Love Dora Joanna. You never know. What were China, Thailand, Turkey, Nini? Yes. They must know each other. Really. Maybe we're cousins.
Yeah.
Never know.
Related.
You never ever know. So for Nairobi Apparel District, there is the intention, very serious intention of upcycling and being sustainable and not doing the fast fashion where you have thousands and thousands of one design, constantly being made and coming out.
Yes.
Is that a decision you made consciously or was it a thing of, it's not domingi, so instead of kwenda kununua material, kwanza with a new tailor, let me do the jackets, which the fit is already there. I just want it to look a certain way.
Being honest, I've never liked those mbwaknis as people say. The Moi Avenue sijui nini. I've never been a fan of this. I can never. So for me, like, it never used to like sit well with me.
Right.
It used to be crazy, like you pull up one trend and then Supras, one trend, what, same stuff. So I was like, like these things we're getting from the thrift markets are really like authentic. You find authentic CK.
Yeah.
Like authentic stuff.
Yes.
I was like, I'd rather rock this rather than be the person who's going to like those places to get the stuff.
Yeah.
And then, there was also like a community that was backing that.
True.
When you pull up with the fake sneakers, hey, guys are like, hey, yo, bro, like, izo ni nini?
Yes. What are those?
You know what I mean? Yeah, so like, it was, that's where it came from.
Okay.
Yeah.
I like that. I think there's also, when you've said you find authentic brands, it's also a quality thing.
Yeah.
So like, I used to go to Ngara a lot when I was in corporate because I really liked cardigans. And I discovered I would get legit Marks and Spencer cardigans and they would last. I still have some of them, but those things are like 10 years old, but they're in such good condition. Yet an auntie or even me myself, nikienda uko town ninunue, after even 6 months, after 3-4 washes, imechaka, the thing is not holding anymore, colors all funny or buttons are falling off. So there's also the question of quality. So I want to know, because you guys are like thrift experts, okay? I'm also trying to get tips for myself.
Yeah.
When you go out, and I'm imagining munafikanga mapema sana when they are doing the bills, do mupate the best.
Mapema the best,
For the youngins who are listening, if you want to be in this business, you will have to wake up early, by the way. What do you look for? What's your approach when you're like, I'm thrifting today and I'm going to upcycle these clothes? How do you guys approach that?
Well, for starters, Gikomba is flooded right now.
Right.
It's full of China. We're in Chinatown in Gikomba.
Okay.
So you have specific vendors who have specific stuff that you can really get from them. It's not just, I can't tell you to go to Gikomba and you think whatever found that you'll find it. That's your own story. And you can go there every day of the week. If you don't know the specific people of the right legit, because there are bills which come in, like there are bills priced different. There are bills coming from China, bills coming from Canada, bills coming from the UK. Okay. So you have to know and learn the specific vendor who buys a certain type of quality, of a certain quality. It's not just like going there and I've found stuff from, because we have like more than a ton of we have more mtumba coming from China than even the UK and the US because they are at a cheaper price. As I said, mbwakni are too much, and now we're having a problem even finding legit stuff in Gikomba.
It's harder for you guys, and you've been doing this for a minute.
Yeah.
That's actually really crazy. I even saw they are an artist, but they were doing activism work. I think you guys even posted it on your page, and I even saw Studio 18 KE also put it up, which was somebody did an installation of just the waste, the amount of clothes that are sent to Africa. So they use the ones sent to Nairobi, but they're sent everywhere here in Africa, and it's dumping. That's literally what it is. If you can,
fabrics and clothes.
Which is so crazy. Okay, Junior, what do you think we could do, like actively, to stop that kind of thing from continuing to happen?
Because you see, already the policies are crazy as you speak.
Yeah.
You see, I think a day ago or Thursday, I went to my denim guy. But I got there, he's like, he hasn't bought like the bail for a long time, like for 1 month, because the prices have gone up,
Oh.
So there's also policies like, Moses Kuria said he's imposing some taxes.
Right.
Mutumba, so it's putting pressure. So pressure on the guys who are working on the ground. So meaning like, it's either you sink or swim, what I mean, for them. So instead of another guy, let's say like if he's not a genuine guy, he can go with the Chinese Mutumba.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
And he'll try sell it to you. Now it's for you to know quality.
But he was like, you know what, I can't. I'll just like find a way to upscale, and also like you understand as a customer, you have to pay more for this.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Letting you know, bei zimepanda.
Yeah, bei imepanda. Yeah, so I also feel like with the trade, it all came about with the trade policy with China. So we allowed them to, ship this.
True.
Chinese, tons of second hands.
Yeah.
In our country. And also another thing we can do is, the best thing is also selection. If you're getting the stuff from UK, US, whatever, let them send us good things. Yes, second hand, but it's not like,
taka.
It's not taka.
Yeah.
Let them like send us like select whatever they're sending to us.
First grade,
and then the trash stuff, they deal with it.
Yeah, it's your burden to carry.
They find their way. Because you see, like it's like Rwanda, they banned Mutumba, but then it was like, you know what? Hey, us guys were giving you sanctions. You can't export stuff from your country to our country.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I feel like it's a lot of politics and a lot of dynamics. We have a lot of pressure from the Western side.
Yeah.
Because we are heavily relying on them.
Yes.
And then, I mean, like, all I can say is I feel like policies, we can have policies on the ground that like favor us. You know what I mean? Yeah. At least reduced prices on,
You can have policy, but if you're not protecting everybody in the equation, then does it really make sense?
It doesn't make sense. Yeah.
And you should have control. So it's like, yes, we made a deal. These guys usually come, they do this, and they also bring secondhand clothes. Good. Yeah. But what condition are the clothes coming in? And how much of it? If you guys are $1 billion in your country, what 50 million? We shouldn't be taking, the numbers that. So there's a lot to be talked about in that conversation, because it's like, guys just said, yeah, sign here. Na tukasonga tu hivyo. That's actually so wild and crazy. I want to move on to something really fun. I am loving the Kawagera hats. I thought it was such a brilliant idea. Can you break it down for everyone who's listening, who's like, sasa Susan amesema nini ni nini?
So if everybody remembers, back then, all the Kamagera is conductor.
Yes, the touts.
Touts. Touts in other terms.
Kule mjanja.
Kule
anajua sheng. Kule unajua ule?
I tell you, explaining on English.
It's true, by the way.
It's not thinking. So umse mwenye anakwanga tu hapo stage anajua control the whole routes and everything. Always unakwanga the freshest.
That's true.
One way or the other. Like they made a whole footprint in the hood on how boys dress up. And the Kamagera hats is like an OG classic ever since. And they're still there, but only the OGs rock it. Only the OGs rock it. Yeah.
That's actually so true. And there was even which you guys incorporated in the design, which is how they would shape the front of the cap. And at first it's like, okay, you guys have that as a style. But I thought about it and I was like, actually, you're in the sun all day.
Yeah.
So it was a way to look cool,
Yeah.
but it had sense
Yeah.
It had
in
function.
it. Yeah,
it's
yeah,
very
exactly.
functional,
It's
yeah.
fashionable, but they're also like, no, I gotta protect my skin, okay?
Yeah.
I gotta check. I need to look fresh well into my old age.
Yeah.
So you guys plugged into that because you seem to plug into Nairobi culture
Oh.
Yeah.
and the things that Nairobians are experiencing, and making sure fashion is in line with that. So, Junior, I want you to tell us, how would you describe your style when you were like 20 and the influences of it, and now?
When I was 20, definitely I used to listen to a lot of Tupac.
Okay.
When you hop in a Jav, you know what I mean? But Tupac, Bob Marley, those Lucky Dube.
Yes.
So it was a lot of vintage tees, like denim pants, a lot of, track suits, track jackets, That time I used to have dreads. I think if I even shaved, this nigga wouldn't see me. This nigga wouldn't.
Feels intimidated. I don't know why.
They wouldn't know. They wouldn't be able to handle it.
Yeah. But now, I feel like my style has really evolved. My wardrobe is 90, not 95%. The 5% is just my maybe boxers and shoes, but it's Kenyan, 100%.
Right.
Makiba, Metamorphosize, I just rock regalia. I rock Kenyan brands. Yeah. Also, and 100% I rock my stuff.
I love that.
Yeah.
That's good. That's an amazing transition. And I've seen a lot of youngsters now. There was, I don't know why her name is going. Diana, somebody. I don't know why her name is going. And she did 100 Days of African Fashion. I think she actually did 2 seasons of it. And it was a huge explosion because I don't think people knew you could dress head to toe for 100 days, only African brands. Everything, shoes, jewelry,
cool.
clothes, the whole shabam. And now it's grown and there's so many other people doing that. You have stylists like Lady Mandy, who I think she's so intentional, even when she's dressing herself, always trying to do as many Kenyan brands and as many African brands as possible. I am not wearing Nairobi Apparel District, but I am wearing a Kenyan brand.
Tell the whole world.
You gotta explain. Explain.
But I'm wearing a Kenyan brand, so at least.
Which one?
Murigi.
Okay.
Wild.
Okay, you saved yourself.
Yeah.
You saved yourself.
Kidogo. Even yesterday I wore hekaya. I'm trying. I need to build it up. So I'm coming to you guys next. You should just go after this immediately. I'll just go shopping. But when it comes to wearing African brands and starting something like Studio 18KE, because you guys came together, if I'm not wrong, you came together as Kenyan brands and decided to create a conglomerate, like an association together. How would you describe Studio 18KE and how did it come to be?
Actually, Studio 18KE came about in the most interesting ways. Because I remember back then, only OGs know, I used to have a store in town.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I used to have a store in town. So I was with Alexis, Odobanta. We actually shared space.
Nice.
And another tattoo artist. Yeah, so from there, I became friends with, I was in the scene, I was friends with Akiba. And also Daudi was my friend.
Nice.
And then Smoke, we were working together that time.
Okay.
So from there, we began a friendship. We started to do our pop-ups in town, which they used to have some motion, but not that motion. But at least guys showed support. So around 2020, we did our first major kind of pop-up, which we collaborated with Bonkers at Kitusurumana. And then pandemic happened. Yeah. Then a year after, we now actually decided to come together. We got a store in Kilimani, Kuona Art Center, and then got the name Studio 18. You know what I mean? Studio 18 was actually the studio is Studio 18.
All right.
So we just got the name from there. It was this
very
makes
smart.
sense. Yeah,
it makes sense. Yes.
Yeah. So from there, we decided, because Studio 18 is I can say Studio 18 is more of, it's a concept store. Yeah. Apart from being a concept store, we are cultural curators through streetwear and fashion. So we curate a community through streetwear, fashion, music, and art. Yeah, so we integrate all of that, and then we have formed the community. It's not about fashion. Fashion, yes, is the main thing.
Yeah.
But like we also take part. We have in our community, we have musicians.
Yeah.
We have graphic designers, artists.
All sorts of artists.
Right.
Everybody is Studio 18. You know what I mean? Yeah.
I love the vibe, and even when you guys were created, shout out to Gadoni Matu, head of Pansigo Productions, who's doing this. I saw it on her story, and I was curious, and I tapped on it, and I was like, oh, I don't quite understand this, but I like where this is going. And it was all the brands that you were talking about, where I was like, I really want to own an Akiba piece. I really want to wear, a metamorphosized piece. I really need to make it to one of these pop-ups. And then I noticed a bunch of people posting it on their story, and I was like, are you guys latching on? What's going on? But great marketing on you guys' side, well in. Because I saw a lot of people who was just like, no, in a bad way, wewe hata ukwangi fashionable. Sasa hii naweka hapa. What are we?
Baptized.
Baptized. You guys are ready.
Yeah, we metamorphosize people. That's what we do.
You're ready to deal with them and teach them, things. Now, when it comes to your craft and doing fashion, it's beautiful in the money sense of there's a simple exchange. I come, I really like the item, I want the item, I pay for the item, I carry the item home. I also really want to know, a time you got played, what happened? What did you do? Were you able to take action? Were you able to pick up things where you were like, so now this is my checklist. These are the things I'll be doing before. And then I make sure that I'm not played.
I mean, you just, personally, what I did is I decided to come up now with a structure. The percentage and, if you're bringing back the stuff, you
time
bring
of
it.
return.
And also our prices are not cheap.
Yeah.
So if it's like 35%, like it's something,
Yes.
But if somebody is really sketchy and is maybe insisting on moving mad, then you cancel.
Yeah.
Because they do a lot of things. Like, yes, you've hired a cloth. You're trying to do service to them.
Yes.
Like, literally, it's a trade-off.
It is. Yeah.
So meet your end of the bargain. I've met my end of my bargain. Why bring the clothes to me like they're not functionable anymore? Like we have only to use them for shoots or whatever.
Yeah.
We can't use them anyhow. So it doesn't make sense.
That's very true. So I'll be honest, I perspire a lot. I think it's a family thing. It came from my dad's side of the family. But when I started working in media, I had a couple of stylists, Brian Babu, Wendy Styles, and Lady Mandy being some of them, who were able to even guide me and, help me knowing that I can have a fan nearby. Yeah. So that way I don't sweat too much on the clothes. Yeah. Or this is how you take off clothes. Like now I always have a scarf, or I'll borrow a scarf because of getting makeup on the clothes. Like little things. Putting sellotape under shoes. If they are brand new shoes that you've just gotten and you're only using them for this shoot and they need to be resold. And there's small things that I learned from stylists. I didn't know. Now I know I can search it up on Google, but I know what I need to look for. Before I had absolutely no idea, which means I definitely had stylists who did not tell me anything, and I'm sure they took clothes back in a horrible condition. What's somebody supposed to do with it at a store? And some things you can't even wash because it has the tag on, or because it's supposed to be first washed with the owner, or maybe even as an owner they'll only dry clean, something like that. Now wewe sasa lazima uende utumbukize kwa maji, which is so ridiculous. And I'm happy that you guys have spoken up about that, because I don't think it's something people understand. Yeah,
and it's very painful on our business.
Right, yeah. Also, you've only given me 35% the worth of this clothes. So you brought it back and I can do nothing.
The percentage higher, so that, you'll see the mess you've done, and then you'll just be like, I might as well.
Yeah. In fact, if you're there and you're listening, just pay for the full thing and take it. Because
please, that's what, support us,
Yeah, because it doesn't make sense, and I can't do anything with the clothing.
We need to open the business tomorrow, so.
Exactly. Now, we've talked a little bit about the collections that you guys have done or special pieces that you guys have done, and I was really curious about something because I couldn't find an explanation to the reason behind this particular T-shirt, and it was a T-shirt that was saying, "Say no to free sex," and there was imagery that I thought was very interesting, of kind of like the Playboy logo, but with like the nice cross across it. Anyway, let's just talk about the inspiration behind that T-shirt and that particular collection.
I mean, it was when I thought about it, it was a bit of both.
Okay.
Because I usually get inspiration from, maybe my personal experiences or people around me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it happened that, somebody I know had gone through something.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That was related to the whole concept. And I was able to conceptualize it to a T-shirt. It was actually dedicated to that friend of mine.
Oh, that's so nice.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah.
And so it was taking a stance against sexual assault, people behaving inappropriately, but also for people that work in the space, because we say it's the oldest career in the world, don't we? Prostitution or any other different versions of it, being safe in that space. Yeah, and people not taking advantage.
True,
That's so dope, because this is a brand created by males. And you don't often see men being the ones to pioneer that conversation. It's always women screaming and saying, "Men support us." So that's so cool that you thought of doing that. And sorry to the friend, but shout out to them, because you were able to dedicate this to them. Did they know that you were dedicating this collection to them?
Yeah.
Oh,
definitely.
Wow. What was that conversation like?
I mean, it was if you know, but later I was able to have the conversation.
Nice. Okay. That's awesome. I'll say thank you. It's not me, but thank you. That's very, very cool. And it made me really, really happy. Now, we've talked about Studio 18KE, and if you were to appeal to Kenyans, specifically young ones, who are looking for fresh, cool things to buy, maybe they even want it to be made here in the 254, what would you tell them to buy and why?
From our store or?
Both.
Well, it depends with style. I can't just tell you to buy anything that you don't feel like.
Right.
Yeah. And we never, what we do usually, we make you come out of your shell. Once you step into us, we try to make you bold. You're already bold, but we want to make you bolder and look different. A lot of people who come and try out our clothes never remove them. They just switch up the drip from... Yeah, you're like, now this is the new me. That's how you're supposed to be today, and that's how you should walk out of here today. I love that. Yeah.
So maybe I should ask you this. If you were to describe, because also I've noticed you have a very unisex brand. You don't have things that are specifically for women, specifically for men. So describe the Nairobi Apparel District wearer. Who's this person that wears you guys' clothes?
He's a very bold person. As I said before, very brave, a courageous person. Somebody who's ready to be out there and say, I am here. I'm here to grace my presence. And I'm here to command attention.
Okay.
And y'all better listen to me.
So you can't be scared. You don't want to be hiding in the room.
No.
You don't mind being front and center.
No time for that.
There's no time for that.
Wear other clothes.
Yeah.
If you want to hide.
Yeah.
Not to wear this brand.
Yeah.
I really like that.
Also, the age group is super diverse. We also have guys in their 60s.
I love it.
Who can relate.
Who are bold.
Yeah, who are very bold, actually.
We have young people, middle age, I mean, if you feel the story and if you feel like this story is for you and you can support, if you support the culture, whatever you're pushing, the lot of social change, I can't say reduce. I don't use sustainability. I like to say reduce, because no brand can be 100% sustainable. I mean, yes, you're sustainable with your jackets.
Right.
You know what I mean? organic cotton, but what about the zips? You know what I mean? Yeah, so I feel like if you support the culture of us, you support us like reducing the environmental impact of these fast fashion industries and whatever we do. And also, we also use, because of the situation that we are in right now, we also redesign like waste fabric.
Nice.
Not even, let's say excess fabric from these industries, off-cuts and stuff, and then we make garments from them. Yeah, so we are not only like recycling, upcycling, but we're also using like sustainable fabrics for our designs. Yeah,
that's really reducing waste. Actually, that is the proper term that we should use. And I think you're the first designer I've heard admitting that it can't be 100% sustainable. Like even if you use all sustainable fabrics and you have no zippers, everything is being tied and everything. What's the packaging it comes in?
exactly.
In your office, do you use paper? Do you ever photocopy things? How do you invoice? Are you giving receipts? Because then it means it can't always be 100% sustainable. And it's reminded me of Naomi Campbell just released a line with one of these fast fashion brands, and she was asked about sustainability at the launch, and she gave a brilliant answer. I love Naomi. She was just like, when the white models were collaborating with all these fast fashion brands, they were supported and everything was fine. So sustainability will come. We are going to do more limited collections. Companies are working on, downsizing their factories and making sure that everybody's better paid, but it'll come slowly. So you can't take one person who decides to do a collaboration, who's trying to get the bag, to crucify them. And I mean, you've done something at least. You've tried. So I'm happy that there's that reality to face the fact that you can do as much as you can, but it takes everybody trying to reduce the waste for us to get somewhere. It doesn't make any sense. I would love to, have 100% eco life and everything. But if there's an oil company that's dumping enough to pollute a space of 100 million people, sasa munapigana na mimi kwa nini? It doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, it doesn't make sense.
I also wanted to know mind, body, and spirit. You guys are in the fashion business. Has your sense of body image, even for yourselves, has it changed in the course of you being in this business? And I know we talk about body image with women a lot because we've been obsessed with women's bodies since the beginning of time. But I rarely ever hear about men having those conversations.
About body dysmorphia or
both, just general body image. Like now you're doing you've joined Jay, and you guys, you're NAD, you're walking, people are like, oh yeah, that's a guy from Nairobi Apparel District. Do you feel pressure that your hair has to be a certain way, your skin should be a certain way, your body should be a certain, what clothes should fit you like this? Do you restyle? Because also when we mature, we learn you can have a tailor. Like now me, when I learned, I can have a tailor. I can actually buy the item if I really like it. Come get it fitted the way I want it to fit if it doesn't fit me initially in that manner. But I never hear men's side.
Let him answer first.
Well, I don't know. Okay, personally, I feel like it's you finding that balance within yourself first.
Okay.
I feel like especially the field that we are in, you have to be out there. You know what I mean? I feel like there's always the standards, like you keeping yourself clean, grooming yourself, also like dressing, like, dressing the way that dressing on your stuff. I mean, yeah. But also, like, I feel like when it comes to there are things, there are cards that you're dealt with. You know what I mean? I feel
true. At birth, genetically,
God dealt you these cards. You're just like that. You can't change anything about it. You know what I mean? I feel like you can't sit around and beat yourself about it. The best thing is just to embrace yourself, and get yourself to be like the best version of yourself. You know what I mean? From that point, from point 0, I can do 50. Yeah. Put down the 50.
Right.
Because right now I feel like there's a lot of that, the body shaming, sijui. Even for men, there's that, like sijui when him nono, whatever, when him fupi, whatever, when him konde.
Yeah.
There's just a lot of that. But I feel like for us, us as NAD, we have been with experiences and also with exposure and also being able to we have also like been able to like find ourselves.
Yes.
You know what I mean? And know ourselves. I know like this is me, you know, like these are my capabilities. I can do this, I can't do this. I'm this guy, I'm not that guy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Which I'm cool with it.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Like,
Yeah, that's my take.
like
Yeah.
just being comfortable in your own skin.
Yeah.
And the moment you accept yourself, there's nobody who can tell you anything
That's
different
true.
about it. And that's all about it. And there are a lot of stories that have come out of that, people just being by their own selves. Like, for instance, Bubu Ojisi, she did Victoria's Secrets last week.
Yes.
Yes. So her hearts are out of this world.
True.
We were literally speaking about it yesterday. Her hearts are a statement piece. You can be anywhere in the middle of Coachella and you'll be like, that's Bubu.
Yes, that's so true.
You know? And that's where she is right now,
Yeah.
making a statement from.
100%.
Our pieces, you know?
Yeah. Authenticity will always have its time.
Like,
True,
You might make it in 10 years, you might make it in 50,
Yeah.
but staying true to yourself, you'll always be at peace,
Yeah.
basically.
Yeah. You're a masterpiece, to be precise.
I like that.
But you
like
need to
that a
groom
lot.
yourself. I mean, for niggas, I mean, for guys.
Yeah.
I mean, need to like take care of
Also,
yourself.
I'm
Brand,
you guys are
like yourself.
censoring yourselves. Please feel free.
I mean, though, you just take care of yourself. If you can work out.
Yeah.
Eat good. Avoid.
Because you always need
alcohol,
growth within yourself, mental health.
Yes.
Should be prime. You can't dress nicely if your mental health
It's not.
is not okay.
Yeah,
So it
yeah.
all starts from your head
And
All the way
all
through.
the way through.
You personally, Trevor, what do you do when it comes to wellness and making sure you're resting, making sure your mind is okay? What do you do?
I basically mostly I have a good 20 to 30 minutes by myself every day.
I like that.
By myself every day, not on my phone, not thinking about, just thinking about myself and things that I've gone through during the day and my achievements, my failures, 1, 2, 3, the things that I can correct about that. So with that, I can check myself and my personal hygiene from that 30 minutes that I've awarded to myself. I can know like, here, Trevor, you need to do this. You need to, switch up on this, just make myself feel different. Because every day, what I usually say is, you have to grow.
Yeah.
You're not the same person from yesterday, from last week still.
True.
You've learned 2 or 3 different things that can switch up your life.
Yeah.
So from my mental health comes to my...
Do you know, that's like it sounds really simple, but I'm thinking about it and I'm like, could you eat a meeting every single day, even if it's 20 minutes? It's actually tasking. Like there's so many days you find it's gone. So that intention of making sure it's every single day is really impressive. Junior, what do you do for your wellness?
I will do nothing without my routine.
Okay.
I have a routine, like wake up, I don't know, maybe 5:30.
Yeah.
Then, maybe like 30 minutes of research.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Research some stuff. Then maybe work out a bit, get in the shower. Yeah. If I don't make my bed in the morning, I'm depressed. I'm depressed.
You should always make your bed.
Yeah. It's a very small thing.
Gesture.
There was a military guy who was making a speech listing some things that are important, but that thing for making your bed, that feeling of I've done this now, so I can do something else. It's so small, but it literally makes a difference in how your day is gonna go.
Yeah.
So you've showered now, you've made your bed, you're out the house.
I'm out, yeah.
And what do you do when you're winding down your day?
Most of the time, I get in the shower, get to bed, chill by myself. I don't reply to messages because I'm always on D&D. Call me, I want to pick up. Play. I am a big fan of COD. Call of Duty.
My God, my husband as well.
Yeah, I'm a Call of Duty guy. And we pray then sleep. Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah.
Nice and simple.
Yeah.
Switching off your brain slowly
Yeah.
to forget about the work stuff.
Yeah.
Okay. So you have this explosion, and I think it's also about like income has increased, which is awesome, of Africans accessing luxury designer lines, which many of them are based in the West, right? And there's the argument of, do you have style or do you just have money to buy stylish things? And I want to know from you guys, because you create your own. Let's start with you, Trevor, because you're a collector. So you understand the importance of these items and the fact that they hold value, and they hold value for longer if you take care of it. What's the line between style and bish?
Well, for me, I think having style, you can't really buy style for me. You can't really buy style, my opinion, in the sense that, like, you can buy a stylish stuff, but it can be on you, but it won't look stylish, you know.
Right.
Yeah. You have to have a certain taste and a certain feel to bring out the style. And some are, you don't need money per se to be stylish.
That's true.
Yeah, that's why I'm saying it's subjective
They're
to me.
different.
In that way. You can be stylish by getting your 1, 2, 3 pieces you collect and just look all different, look very rich than somebody who really has the money to buy the luxurious stuff to put it out there.
Yeah.
You know, that's my opinion.
That's actually really true. And stylists still have questions.
Yeah.
It's not like you pay as stylist and it's like,
yeah.
make me look awesome.
Yeah, they'll
That's
still
not how
have
it
questions
works.
to see what suits you and how they can put you, to bring you out of your shell and give you a better image that you want other people to perceive you with.
Absolutely right. I think it's also brought in the fake, you had mentioned like the fake sneakers or the fake bag or all of that. So when you look at that versus the conversation of money and style, Junior, what would you say to a young person who has their savings account, and every time they look at their savings account, then they look at their Pinterest board with those designer items and they're like, Ntafika one time, and when I buy these, I'll be cool.
I mean, first of all, when I grow up, I'll love to be able to afford metamorphosize. Shout out Meta. It's a journey, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You start small. If you can get a t-shirt, pole, no pressure, get a t-shirt, save up for kicks, but look good, you know what I mean? Because I feel like how you present yourself, also like how you present yourself, it can get you to a lot of rooms. You know what I mean? Yeah. You can handle a lot of conversations, you know, just the way you present it yourself. Yeah, so I feel like for the young people, it's supposed to be pole, but, you know, just know what you want.
Yeah.
Develop your style.
Yeah. What about you, Trevor? I want you to answer me. Past failures. So you have always been interested in business from a very, very young age. Fashion as well. It started as self-expression and then it joined the Biashara side. A time a business thing failed and really rocked you. And what did you learn from that?
Well, there was a time I was doing some business and then the government did sanctions and made it a whole illegal business.
Oh, I even know what this business is.
Yeah. So from that time, I had invested a lot.
Yeah.
And it ended up me having everything under my bed and not being able to
do anything about it. And no one you could sell to.
No one. And from that, I just had to realize, like, I had to be into something that it can't be measured with any borders. And be able to, even when I can sell clothes during COVID.
Yeah. And the pandemic taught us a lot.
Yeah, it taught me on that business aspect that you have to work with a sustainable business, a business that can have a longevity more than yourself and more than the whole structure that it has.
I don't even think I've ever thought, am I starting something? What would happen if Gava switch it up. But it should be in our thinking when you're planning something. Are you willing to take on that risk? Maybe you are. But
there's the Gavad, there's the COVID, there's a lot of
and
factors
anything can
to factor in.
happen.
So the long term about the business, that's what sparked me. And I was like, you know what? It's me putting my 10,000 hours here.
Yeah.
And it's giving back
to you. Yeah. And you have the assurance of this will always be a forever thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. You have years and years.
Yeah.
That's a great answer. Thank you.
You're welcome.
So what question would you want another artist who's coming on the podcast to answer? They could be a painter. They could be a videographer. Maybe it's a singer.
What other thing? What other thing will they do if it's not what they're doing at that moment that is making them...
If they had to pick something else.
Yeah.
That's a good question. I like that. What's your question, Junior?
Wow.
Hata nimekupea time ufikirie. I did a double on Trevor.
You don't say you're thinking what I was thinking.
No, usually I don't have questions.
Only have answers.
But what's the question? I mean, like, maybe like, how do you see the industry like in, let's say, 5 years?
Our future. Yes.
Will it be the same with AI? I don't know.
Yeah.
Actually, no one has touched AI.
Yeah.
So I'm going to be interested to hear what they say about that.
Yeah.
And you'll be able to hear it on the podcast as well.
100%.
Good question.
Thank you guys so much for coming.
Asante.
Really, really appreciate it. You have pop-ups that are coming up, and I want you to tell people where the studio's at so that they can rock up and shop.
So you guys can pull up at the studio. We have a studio at Likoni Close. Kuona Art Center.
Yes.
Studio 18. Yeah. And we have pop-ups coming through, raves, workshops, and talks too.
Yeah.
We have a lot in store.
Well, in the 3 months are coming.
That's
in.
coming.
I'm so happy.
So stay on. Check out the Studio 18, Studio 18 on Instagram. Check out Nairobi Apparel District on Instagram. Yeah, feel free to shout out, or if you have any questions, any mentorship you need, us guys, we're open.
Yeah.
They're open. They're ready.
And any other businesses.
And any other business.
Just come.
Thank you guys so much. And it's been such an incredible conversation. And just like they've said, follow them on those socials. You'll see everything up there. And if you are a fan of something cool, something bold, and something Kenyan, then you should definitely check out Nairobi Apparel District. A huge shout out to Skika Africa, who is making all of this possible, and have a look out for them on skikaafrica.com, all Ks. And I want to say a big thank you to Sherry, because she's given us this beautiful furniture that we have been sitting on. And her store is called Savannah Space, and you should check them out in Lavington. Panzingo Productions is behind the camera, making all of us look really good. And this is a full African production. So shout out to our ancestors as well. I'm Susan Joroge Awori. I have been your host, and I will see you guys next episode.